I think there's a great update when it comes to Zebec. What is that? Not too long ago, it was announced that ZBCN officially reached 80,000 holders. That's very impressive. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, who cares about that? Take a look at Polkadot's native token called DOT that has over 1 million holders. That's like over 10 times this. Who cares? Totally aware of that. However, I think considering Zebec's progression, considering the way in which it's heading, I find this great for it nonetheless. Comparatively speaking, sure, some of the bigger projects out there have way more holders, but again, I think this is something that is pretty commendable for something like Zebec, especially considering how quite a while back ago, a lot of people were kind of not really considering it to be anything that could hypothetically be good. Like when I was first talking about Zebec, the price of ZBCN was way lower than right now. So not only is the amount of holders also heading in the right direction, but comparatively to when I first started talking about Zebec, ZBCN also seems to be heading in that direction where the price doesn't seem to be doing that bad because, of course, it wasn't doing that good, had that pump, had a pullback, had a pretty good recovery. Now it hasn't really seen that next leg up yet, but I think that it is still very impressive what I'm seeing here nonetheless. Not to mention, fundamentally, I think it also is heading in the right direction. Like for instance, by acquiring GateKnox, being focused on compliance with that, and acquiring Science Card UK by being focused on education with that, that is, I think, something that also indicates that Zebec doesn't seem to be heading backwards because some other projects out there, they start off pretty good, and then eventually as the project evolves, as let's say the amount of holders increase, it seems to just not want to do anything anymore, and then it just feels like it's heading backwards, but it doesn't feel like that when it comes to me in this case. And I think even seeing stuff like this, I think could very well indicate that the community when it comes to Zebec is also growing because other projects out there that may not necessarily have that many holders sometimes, we just don't really hear about it that much because naturally, right, if there is more holders and the community is bigger and they talk about it more, there is going to be higher probability for other people to maybe hear about it. However, some people like to say, okay, when it comes to Zebec, take a look at ISO 20022 and take a look at the aspects that Ripple and Stellar has with that. What is going on when it comes to Zebec? Well, actually, Zebec is working towards ISO 20022 compliance. So when people like to say, oh, it's not really a project that is focused on global chain of finance because where's the compliance when it comes to that? Well, again, they're at least working towards that. And some other projects out there that say they're focused on payments, say they're focused on global chain of finance, some of them are not even working towards that. So I think Zebec treats this like a long-term thing, at least the vibe that it gives off to me. And it feels like it's actually being taken seriously. However, ZBCN at the price of 10 cents, that's still on my mind because with the way I'm seeing the amount of holders, with the way I'm seeing the fundamentals are heading in the right direction, with the way I'm seeing how, when it comes to Circle, the creator of USDC, the stablecoin, allegedly holding a pretty significant amount of ZBCN and also Solana Ventures being one of the backers when it comes to Zebec, I just feel like all of this is really just pushing towards indicating why I think Zebec is not really a project that is kind of like a joke, because I don't think it is. I think with those credentials, it's very impressive, and it's not like ZBCN would need a market cap of like $50-80 billion to reach the price of 10 cents. Actually, the market cap at that point, if we were to consider its current circulating supply, it would be around $9 billion. It's around an 18x from here. So if we consider how something like XRP has a market cap that is well beyond 100 billion right now, this is like kind of peanuts compared to that. And I'm not saying ZBCN hypothetically is going to do this next week or whatever, but maybe during a fully fledged type of altcoin season, this doesn't seem too ridiculous, especially when I consider how it's not such an outlandish market cap. And with the way altcoins are heading as of right now, it just keeps on progressing, let's say all the way up until the end of this year, maybe in Q1 of next year, man. ZBCN at the price of 10 cents is not something that would surprise me. However, I do not know the future. As of right now, I'm still holding and just waiting because I like the way that altcoins are heading as of right now. I like how when it comes to Zebec, it seems to be heading in the right direction. And I like the amount of holders when it comes to ZBCN. So I'm going to stay patient and just continue to wait. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.